What you know about love? Tell me what you know about love.
Errol Spence for the second time in the fight. And Spence is hurt. The seventh. I bet you down goes Spence for the third time in the fight at the end of the seventh.
Welcome back to the channel, Struggle Streaming with BK. In this video, we're going to talk about the excuses that all Errol Spence fans seem to be making on why Errol Spence got his ass beat. That video coming up next after the intro. I'll see y'all in 10 seconds. Let's get it.
A little off night. The better man won tonight. Not here to make any excuses. I definitely did the same. Just, my time was off and I couldn't capitalize on a couple of things. And, his time was a lot better than mine tonight.
Turn it over to the media for questions for Errol Spence Jr.
What's up, y'all? I thought we was done with this, but apparently not. Okay. I wasn't going to talk about Errol Spence and Bud Crawford's fight anymore to maybe the rematch start the, spark back up maybe November, December. But apparently we're going to have to talk about it some more because Errol Spence fans just can't get over the fact that he lost to Bud Crawford. It must be some conspiracy. So we're about to get into that now. Before I start, I'd like to ask y'all, can y'all hook a brother up with a like and a subscribe? It really helps a brother out trying to grow the channel. Also leave comments down below. I try to answer all of them, as y'all know. And I love interacting with y'all. I love doing this. But let's get started. So the fight was not quite a week ago, almost a week ago. And at first, the first couple days, it seemed like people were like amazed that hold on. Let me not say people. Casual fans or Spence fans were amazed that Bud totally just beat the crap out of Errol Spence like that. And because they had never seen Errol Spence get beat up like that, obviously it had to be some conspiracy. We had dudes I don't want to name any channels yet. I don't even want this video to be that long. I'm going to try to keep it short as I can, y'all. If this gets long and I get all emotional about the situation, I apologize. Because I've had to hear Errol Spence fans bull jump for about 5-6 years on social media, on YouTube, in these chats like I talked about in my last video. So it was very vindicating watching him get his ass whooped like he did, like I've been telling y'all he would for 5 or 6 years. Now, I like to say, anything I say in this video is not a slight to Errol Spence. Errol Spence Jr. is a hell of a fighter, okay? He's a great fighter. I mean, he had 3 world title belts and held them at the same time. Okay, he's not a pushover. He's not a scrub like some of the stuff I've been seeing in our boxing chats and on, the internet fight pages and stuff like that. Errol Spence he's a great fighter, okay? But it's levels to boxing. It's just levels to this shit. And Errol Spence is not on the same page as Bud Crawford. He's just not, okay? Bud is a different animal. And I've been trying to tell y'all that for 5 or 6 years. But it's so many Errol fanboys out here in the boxing circles on social media. And I don't even want to call, I'm going to call y'all that, fanboys. Okay? It's like 6 or 7 fanboys to one regular boxing fan, right? Don't get me wrong. I love Bud Crawford. I've been watching him for 11, 12 years. Okay? So I do like Bud Crawford a lot. I am a fan. But I don't have anything against Errol Spence, right? But his fans are so freaking annoying, right? And it's all that PBC, LDBC, LMNOP bullshit, right? And it clouds y'all judgment, right? Some of the things I was hearing about Bud Crawford, he haven't fought anybody. He ain't did this. He ain't did that. Blah, 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 blah. Y'all realize that he unified 140? He unified a weight division. Okay? That's only been done by maybe 10 fighters, 10, 11 in the history of boxing. Do you not understand in the 4-belt era? Do you not understand how hard that is? But he ain't did nobody. He beat nobody because he ain't fought the people that y'all see put up all in y'all face by the LBDC, LMNOP community. And they put these boxers, when Errol Spence fights a dude, when he beats him, it was a great fighter and Errol Spence just beat him up. But if Bud beat up that person worse, it's every excuse in the book. Oh, he washed up. Oh, he old. Oh, he was sick that night. Oh, whatever excuse you got. But if you look at the track record between the fighters that Errol fought and the ones that Bud fought as well, Bud beat him up worse. He just had. That's a fact. That's not opinionated. That's not me stating some off the wall bulljack or anything like that. It's a fact. Now let's start with these excuses. Okay? Some of the things I've seen online or on people's page, on people's YouTube page. Now I will play some of these videos, but y'all know how, like, I don't know how that copyright strike stuff work, and I don't want no beef with nobody else's channel. So I'm not going to play the videos, but I'll just tell you some of the stuff I heard on certain people's chats and YouTube pages and things I saw on the internet. I heard excuses that Errol Spence was drunk. He was drunk. Hold on, y'all. Y'all telling me that Errol Spence came into the biggest fight of his life, okay, with the opportunity to unify, okay, and he came into the fight drunk. Like, are y'all fucking serious? Okay, he was drinking before the fight. I heard another one, and this one was on the YouTube page, that he was high, smoking weed before the fight. Once again, he's coming to the biggest fight of his life against the toughest opponent he's ever had in his life, and he's coming into the fight high. Is that what y'all, do y'all really believe that shit that they be telling y'all on these YouTube pages? Because when you in the chats, everybody be, yeah, I knew it was something. Like, yeah, he looked like he possibly was. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Y'all really believe that Errol Spence came into the biggest fight of his life drunk and high? Drunk or high, or drunk and high, or whatever other crazy shit y'all coming up with. The next excuse that I heard the old water bottle thing. Somebody put something in Errol's water bottle. That's why after the first round, he was saying that he was tired. Something wasn't right. When did y'all hear that? Where did y'all hear? Because, I mean, I was watching the same broadcast, I think, and they were showing the corners, and I didn't see that, right? Did y'all see somebody give Errol a water bottle with something in it after the first round? Oh, it had to be before the first round then, because he said it in between the first and the second round, allegedly. So did y'all see him coming down the aisle and somebody was giving him some bad water or something? Right? Because I didn't see that with my eyes. Like, these conspiracies are freaking ridiculous. Okay? Let's get into the main excuse. The weight drain issue. That's the main bullshit excuse. And I'm going to tell you why it's bullshit excuse whether he was weight drained or not. Okay? But before I get into that, let's hear what Errol Spence had to say about a possible weight drain issue.
How was this particular weight cut? Was it a very difficult one, or did you feel at ease with the weight cut?
I mean, it's always difficult, but, you know, like I said, I don't make any excuses. The better man won tonight.
Did you feel good, or did you feel like it was, you know, maybe one of those nights?
I felt cool. I thought, you know, I could definitely do enough to win the fight, but I felt good. And like I said, I'm not here to to make any excuses. I'm a grown man. I decided to agree to the weight and get down to it, and that's what I did. So, take no excuses. Hats off to the champion tonight.
Now there y'all have it. Straight from the horse's mouth. Okay? He signed the contract at 147. So he fought at 147. Even if y'all want to tell me the Errol Spence was weight drained, and I'm going to tell y'all why that's some bullshit in a second. But even if that's the excuse, you knew you had a fight at 147 months ago. It ain't nobody else's responsibility for you to be around 147 so you ain't got to cut a shitload of weight at the last second. That's your fault if that was the case. I believe it's a bunch of bullshit anyway, all right? Like I've stated on my Instagram lives all the time, okay? Errol Spence cuts so much weight before his fights. And my whole opinion on him is he's a weight bully, okay? Errol Spence could easily fight at 160 with no problem. He walks around at 180, 185 pounds. He cuts 40 pounds before his fights. How he does that shit? I don't know. Is that shit healthy? Of course fucking not. But it allows him to be bigger and stronger than the welterweight he fights. And that is Errol Spence's biggest weapon in all his fights. He's bigger than the dudes he fights. So when he smothered them, they can't get him up off of him. But like I told y'all before the Bud fight, Bud is a different animal. He's a different monster. Bud got that boom in his right hand, in his left hand, in both his hands. And you know what that means? He could get Errol Spence up off him. Errol Spence is not going to be able to crowd him. Another thing about Errol. Once again, I'll say it again. This is not disrespectful to Errol. Okay, I'm just stating the facts of how he fights. He all the time, 1-1, wham. 1-1, wham. There is no science. There's no mystical thing that Errol Spence does. He does the same thing over and over and over. 1-1, wham. 1-2, wham. And it's always 1-2 because Errol Spence always lunges when he throws his punches. That's why he's so easy to get caught. Okay? And he drops that left shoulder all the time when he comes back. Go watch the Errol Spence fights. Even when he's beating up on a Danny Garcia or something. When he's beating up on Danny Garcia, just watch him. 1-2, that left shoulder drops. Wham. Okay? But dudes are not strong enough because he's so big. Even when they catching him with the jab coming in, he's so much bigger and stronger than them that it doesn't affect him. But Bud is one of those dudes. Bud is like a Deontay Wilder. Y'all know I'm a fan of Deontay Wilder. But Deontay Wilder really about 209, 210 pounds. Okay? But he punched like he's 260 pounds. He just does. That's what Bud is like. Bud is like a 147 pound fighter, even when he was at 140. But he punches like he's a 168 pound fighter. He has that pop in his hand, right? And he has it in either hand, okay? And with his speed and his ring IQ, Errol Spence never stood a chance because every time he'll throw his jab as soon as he come in with the pow, and it ain't little bitty Mikey Garcia jabbing him when he coming in, right? It ain't. I love Sean Porter, much respect to you, Sean Porter, but it ain't Sean Porter bobbing and weaving coming in. It's a dude with some pop and some power. That's why when he was hitting him with that hard jab, boom, it was stunning him in his tracks. Errol was used to walking down his opponents. His opponents hit him all the time. They just don't hurt him. And it ain't got shit to do with no weight draining, Errol fans. Bud has power. That's why I told y'all when Errol eventually moves up to 154, he's going to be exploited. The higher you go up, the harder they punch. And all that weight that you cut is going to be less and less of an advantage. It just is. Now, while the weight draining issue that y'all going around saying, which is the new excuse, right? It's the new hot one that's done picked up that everybody's rolling with. The reason it's some bullshit is Errol Spence has always cut weight and drained himself before his fights. He walk around at 180. He fight at 147. He walk around 185. He's cutting almost 40 fucking pounds. He does this all the time. His whole career, he does this all the time. This ain't no situation where now he's 33 years old and it's hard for him to make the weight. He's been doing this his whole career. So that weight draining bullshit it's just a fucking excuse. And Errol himself told you it's not an excuse. I don't understand why his fans are running around making all these excuses for Errol Spence. Water bottles, high, alcohol, weight drain. Okay, the new one is I gotta call your page out because you the one had him on. Blue Blood had a doctor on that no one could seem to find, but had a doctor on saying that basically Errol got quote unquote damn rabbit. Okay, damn rabbit. And if you're around my age, you understand that joke. But from the car accident, you know, where he's really jacked up from the car accident. But once again, I'm gonna tell you why that is some bullshit. Because the car accident was 4 years ago. Okay. Since then, he's beat up Danny Garcia. I mean, he had brain neurology. Okay, I'm not a doctor, but he didn't have neurological issues then. Okay. When he fought little bitty ass Mikey Garcia, right? Did y'all notice anything slowing him down then? No, nothing at all, right? No complaints, no car issues. Oh, Errol Spence is back and he's better than ever, right? When y'all saying that, Errol fans? When y'all saying that? PBC, right? Showtime, Errol Spence is back and he's better than ever, right? That's what I was hearing. That's all I heard. Okay, okay. When he lumped up Ugas's eye and had him looking like he had a bowling ball, walking around with a bowling ball on his face, I didn't hear anything about like problems from the crash then. I didn't hear anything about problems from weight draining then. When he's standing next to Ugas and he's clearly 10, 12 pounds bigger than Ugas on fight night, right? I didn't hear anybody complaining about how big he was and how he had to cut that weight then, right? Errol been getting in the ring. Like, go look at Errol on fight night against Mikey Garcia. Go look at it and watch how much bigger than him he is. He been like that his whole career. He been draining weight his whole freaking career. His whole career. Last minute shit. And he comes and fights. I don't want to hear that bull crap. I don't want to hear that bull crap, Errol fans. Okay? And I definitely don't want to hear that alcohol and weed bullshit excuses y'all coming up with. All right? This shit is just getting ridiculous. All right? It's as simple as this. It's levels to boxing. Just like Errol toyed with Mikey Garcia because he was bigger and stronger and better than him. Okay? Bud toyed with him. Just like that. Okay? And I know Errol done activated his rematch clause, and they're going to fight. And we don't know if it's going to be 147 or 154. We just know Errol wants 54. And Bud said, cool, we'll fight at 154. You know why Bud don't give a fuck? Because he's going to beat his ass. Because he already know. Unless Errol Spence can turn into a whole new fighter in 2 months, which ain't going to happen. You can't reinvent yourself in 2 months. Like, not when you've been fighting one way for 12 longer than that. 14 years? You've been fighting one way for 14 years and you're going to reinvent yourself in 2 months? No. Okay? He's just going to be 7 pounds heavier, okay, getting his ass beat. That's what's going to happen. And I don't mean any disrespect to Errol Spence at all. You're a very good fighter. You're a great fighter. You held 3 world championship belts at the welterweight. Okay? You are a hell of a fighter. But you are not on Bud's level. You are not in the same class as Bud Crawford. He's going to beat the shit out of you again. You should not have took this fight. Wait, hold on. Yes, you should have took this fight. But not for boxing reasons, but for the bag, for the money. You definitely should have activated the clause because you're going to get paid again. Because all these Errol fans is going to believe that you were weight drained and whatever excuse they come up with, okay? And they're going to pay another $85. They probably charge y'all $100 this time to see the fight again, okay? But I would like to say, Errol walks around at 185 pounds. If he has to cut weight, 30, he's still going to have to cut 30 pounds to come into the fight. Are y'all going to have the same excuse next time? The same excuse. Hey, y'all, I'm thinking about Ugas. His shit was fucked up. But y'all can make all the excuses y'all want for Errol. He's not going to win the fight in December, okay? Everything Errol does, Bud does better, okay? And let me say it again. Everything Errol does, Bud does better. Errol, you can't win this fight.
You can't win!
Errol, you can't beat Bud Crawford.
You can't
Errol,
win!
it's levels to boxing. You know this by the dudes you done fought, okay? Did Ugas have any chance at beating you, Errol? No. Well, one punch get lucky. Like, that's in any fight at any level. Anybody can get hit with a punch and get laid the fuck out. But other than that, skill-wise, did Ugas have any shot at beating you? No. And you got about the same amount of chance of beating Bud Crawford at 154 pounds. That's just the facts. Now, you're going to take the fight because of the bag. You're going to go in there, you're going to get beat up. And now they're going to be talking about... But oh, wait, I forgot one, y'all. Did y'all hear... damn, who was it? I can't think. I think it was... I don't want to say. It was either Fanon or Boxing Ego chat I was in. And they were saying that it was something in Bud Crawford raps that night. You know what was in his raps? His motherfucking fist. While he was pounding it on Errol Spence's face. Okay, you want to know why? Because Errol Spence can't what?
You can't win!
Okay? He can't. All right, y'all, I had to grab some water. But in the chat, they was talking about something was in, well, I was talking about the raps. Talking about something was in Bud raps. And they were saying this because Bud didn't beat up other people like that. Let me tell you why Bud don't beat, well, he ended up knocking them out when he wanted to. But Bud be bullshitting, y'all. And I'm not saying he's playing, but he be bullshitting around. Bud normally, when you know, let me break this down. When you know you can beat someone or you're better than them, you tend to bullshit as an athlete. I know. I was a basketball player, right? If you hoop, I'm gonna use basketball for instance. If you hooping with your little brother or some little kids or something, do you play hard as you can? Honestly, no. You bullshit around. You might even let them like think they can win, and then you put it on their ass at the end and let them know what the fuck is up. Okay? Same thing in boxing. Like when I spar around, you playing around, blah, blah, blah. Right? If you sparring and you playing around, you know you working on shit. You bullshitting. Right? But when you get in a fight if you get in a fight with somebody who you think can whoop your ass, you take that shit seriously. And this was Bud Crawford's night. Bud Crawford's greatest test. And you know what Bud Crawford didn't do? For once, he didn't fuck around at all. He came in there ready to fight. He took that shit serious. The fool, because this was somebody he thought might could give him a fight. So he was not fucking around from start to finish. And that's why you saw him beat Errol's ass from start to finish. Even at the end of the 5th round, it's like when it was like ding at the end, knocked me down. He went over there to check on Errol. Was it the 5th or the 7th? I think it was the 5th. Excuse me, y'all. I think it was the 5th. He literally go over there. It was the 5th or the 7th. Like, it'd be like ding, and he go over there. He asked Errol, "Is you okay?" Right? You can see he go over there. "Is you all right?" Do we need to stop this fight? He could have been finished Errol, right? And I don't want to say he carried Errol, but I think Bud respected Errol where he didn't want to hurt him, right? He wanted to win, but he didn't want to hurt Errol Spence, right? After the 5th round, Bud Crawford knew he was winning this fight. I mean, like, knew. As an athlete, you always think you're going to win, right? You always think you're going to win. But you get to a point where you know you're going to, after you get in there with somebody, whether it's fighting, basketball, one-on-one football, you get to a point as an athlete when you know you're going to win. When you playing one-on-one, I'm going to use basketball for a second. When you playing one-on-one with somebody, and it might be somebody you might think could give you a game or something, but after you playing up the game up to 15, by the time you get to 5 points, it might be 5-4. You know whether you're going to beat this dude or not, right? You, as an athlete, you know, I got this nigga right here, right? Ain't shit he could do with me. And that's what Bud was by the 5th round. He knew it was over, right? It was just a matter of time before he caught him good enough where he could finish him, okay? Now, raps in the glove. When they go up, hi, y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm making a long-ass video, and I said I wasn't going to do this, all right? I'm sorry. I get that talking about the Spence fans, and I just get ahead of myself. But I'm going to say this. All that's going to happen when they go to 154 is Bud going to beat him worse, okay? And I say it because Bud does everything that Errol does better than Errol does it, okay? The only thing you might say is Errol has a better jab than Bud. But Errol has a different type of jab than Bud. Errol has a combination jab. 1-1, wham, like I tell you. And he has an excellent jab to set him up to get in close to you so he could do that body work with the left. Or come across with the cross to the face, right? Bud has a stiff jab, a strong jab. Now, Errol might have that quick jab, but Bud has a better strong jab. And I take a strong jab over a quick jab every day of the week. But as fight fans, all of us, we might prefer different things, right? So you may prefer the type of jab that Errol Spence has over the type of jab that Bud has. And I'm okay with that. I'll even concede you, I don't think, but I'll even concede that, let's say Errol does have a better jab. Bud has the advantage in every other way, okay? Bud has a better ring IQ than Errol. Errol can only fight one way. Bud can fight 5, 6. He could switch up and make all type of adjustments. Errol fights one way all the time, okay? So Bud has a better ring IQ. Bud has the hand speed. He's faster. He's going to get off faster than Errol. That's why he was countering them in between Errol's combinations. He wasn't countering after Errol a punch. He was countering Errol in between Errol's combinations. Okay? Hand speed, Bud. Footwork, Bud. Footwork is definitely in Bud's favor. Foot speed is definitely in Bud's favor. Power is definitely in Bud's favor. Okay? Everything, even the jab, I'll give you the jab. I'm just trying to work with you, with the Errol fans. Okay? Even if I give Errol the advantage of a jab, Bud has the advantage in every other way. Even I would say maybe the chin. I mean, because Errol did take a hell of an ass whooping the other day, last week or whatever, last Saturday. He took a hell of an ass whooping, right? Maybe the chin, but it doesn't matter if you're not getting hit, right? I mean, it doesn't, does it? Right? If I hit you 20 times and you hit me 3, it really don't matter, does it? Because I'm beating the shit out of you. Bud has every advantage over Errol because everything that Errol can do, Bud does it better. It's not going to matter that Errol and Bud fight at 154. It's going to be the same outcome. Bud walks around at like 160 pounds. Okay? So you just fighting him when he's going to be at his strongest because he doesn't have to cut any weight. You're going to fight Bud Crawford at his strongest. And all right, y'all. I know I ain't gonna keep y'all long. I'm gonna just say this: Bud Crawford at 5. All right, y'all. Struggle streaming with BK. Hook a brother up with a like, a subscribe, comment at the bottom. I love interacting with y'all on my videos like we did last time. We had a nice time. We had some good conversations. So if you got any questions and comments, leave them before. I'm going to get off here so I don't make it too long. I'm sorry I kept y'all so long. Struggle stream with BK and I'm out. Bud at 5. Let's get it.
What you know about love? Tell me what you know about. What you know about love? What you know about love? What you know